Hey, hello my friends, hope everybody is well today. Paul Apollonia here again with another video on about 5 things I've sold on eBay. Again, I'm Paul Apollonia, been selling on eBay, which feels like forever, 20 plus years. Took it seriously about 18 years ago when a friend of mine said, you could be selling on eBay instead of working that silly part-time job to make extra money. And I went, nah, for 2 months. For 3 months. Then I went, wait a minute, let me look at this eBay. And that's how it all got started. And that's how I got started in consignment sales too, by selling his stuff for him. And I had him for a client for probably most of that 20 years till I moved to Florida. Again, don't forget, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. After you click on the subscribe button, hover over the subscribe button and click on the all, you will get all my lovely videos with my froggy throat here this morning. Thank you so much. 1,352 subscribers. I checked this morning. Thank you so much. I know it's not much to many of you YouTubers as far as numbers, but it means the world to me. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I sold, where I got it, hopefully, and what I made from it with a bunch of my usual tips and tricks. I know for you guys and gals have seen these videos before, it's kind of redundant, but I like to just give the same things almost every video, so for the newbies that know what's going on. And I'll tell you a little bit more about myself and some of the stuff that's in the description. I also am, List Perfectly is a sponsor of my meeting, my meetup, eBay meeting. It used to be called the Raleigh eBay Meetup Group. Now it's called the Online Selling Success Inglewood, Florida, or Raleigh, North Carolina Meetup Group. We meet second Thursday of a month, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's a Zoom format online. I would love to get this thing in person. I'm thinking about maybe doing it. There's a Starbucks right down the road. Maybe doing it there and having the computer there with the Zoom thing going on. But I don't know how that works. I've tried it once before and it was a little dicey for the people that were on Zoom. It's hard to see everything. As far as List Perfectly, they are a sponsor of the meetup. It's a affiliate link if you click on it below in the description. You basically put all your listings in List Perfectly and you can propel them out to different platforms. eBay, Etsy, Mercari. They're adding platforms all the time. One thing nice about using List Perfectly is no matter what level of membership you get, you store your items in there, your listings in there, and they're there forever. For as long as you have your membership, they're there. eBay, after a while, they don't keep all your listings, and you're kind of screwed if you want to go back and look at an old listing. And there's a bunch of other stuff in there. My Reseller Genie is they work with your taxes. They're a sponsor of the meetup too. Don't forget to check them out. There's a link down there. And Bubble Fast, which supplies shipping boxes, tape, and all your shipping supplies for your online selling needs. Okay, enough of that. Had to get all that out. And look at all the other videos and all the podcasts I've been on. Okay. All right, so we're going to go through these items real quick here. This is, okay, very quick story on this. I moved here back in August. Had some snowbird friends that come down. Obviously, they only come down in the wintertime. And we went to a car show a couple of weeks ago, probably about a month ago, looking for something, because I go to these swap meets and I go to these things not to buy things for me, but to only look for things to sell on eBay. Now, I don't wear any eBay hats or any eBay shirts. I go totally undercover. And I'm looking at this big box thing, this old baseball game thing for $30. I could probably sell it for, $70 with shipping. And a friend of mine goes, I collect license plates. And I went, yeah. We're walking around. I collect license plates. I went, okay. And he showed me these license plates. And this lady had them, they were like ranging in price from $8 to like $22. Well, I ended up buying like 7 or 8 of them for like $50 off of this woman. This is the second or third one I've sold. I haven't made a whole lot of money off of these things, but they do sell. They're all from Wisconsin. And I looked at the solds when I was at the swap meet, and I went, okay, I can grab these. Person was very happy with this. How did I ship this? I wrapped it in cardboard, and maybe 2 layers of cardboard, maybe 1 layer of cardboard, a layer of bubble wrap, and then I put it into 2 small, I don't have any of these little eBay envelopes that you get when you, if you have an eBay store, don't forget, another tip, you get your shipping supplies, you get All depends what level store you have, but they give you a certain amount of money for shipping supplies every quarter. Don't forget to use it. I have forgotten twice or 3 times to not use it, and you lose it. There's a video I have out there on how to get that. If I can remember, I'll put that in the description, that video. But don't forget to use that. So I used those envelopes, and it went out. I almost said first class. There's no first class anymore. Post office. It's post office ground, and I think it cost me to ship it not much, maybe like $7. $7, but you're charging $9.99. Do you refund the buyer the difference? No, I really don't. Some people do. People run their businesses all different ways. That's fine if you want to do that. No worries. I don't tell people what to do and how to run their businesses. But I had to use cardboard or packing material, envelopes, my time. So I keep it. What if you are under the shipping? I eat it, so it's kind of a give and take kind of thing. I'm pretty close with the shipping. I've been doing it for a while. Should I use calculated shipping? Probably. Would it be really great to use free shipping? Because eBay loves free shipping. You use free shipping, you get higher rankings in eBay, and your listings get higher up there, whatever that's called. Yes, but if I was to do free shipping, I'd have to bump the price up because, remember, you have to eat the cost of shipping. Why don't I use free shipping? I don't know why. I don't use it a whole lot. If it's a light item, I will use it, and if the solds that I'm looking at, most of them have free shipping, then I'll do free shipping. I guess I'm old school. What if I got a return? Then I've eaten shipping there, and I eat shipping back. Well, that's part of the thing, and I'm going to knock on my desk really lightly because I'll wake up the dog and it'll start barking. Knock on wood. I really don't get many returns. I think it's because I describe my items really well. I don't know, but I'm just blessed I don't get it. So I made probably about $40 on this thing. So I almost paid for all the license plates. My title is, I follow eBay's best practices. I try my best not to use any special characters in there. I use the condition description when I can. If you're not selling anything other than news, you'll have the condition description. You can use that. I always use that because it pops up in the listing like this, somewhere from use, and I can put notes in there like please read, special notes, item is worn, it's got damage on the ends, whatever. What else? I normally do, now with shipping, it used to show up economy shipping, but it doesn't, and I don't know why it says this, Raleigh, North Carolina. It should not say that. It should say Inglewood, because I'm in Inglewood now, Florida. And I don't know why it defaulted to that. I need to fix that. I've noticed that several times in my listings, but it hasn't been a big issue. But it's not good for me because that's not where I'm at. Interesting. Okay, so we find faults in our listings. I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, that's all good. I'm real. I do economy shipping, and it used to show it up here, economy shipping. That gives me every option, Post Office, FedEx, and UPS that eBay is offering. There are other options in shipping now that give you that same selection, but I can't remember what they are. What else? My description is copy and paste of the condition description. Pretty simple. Item specifics are very, very important. Use them if they pertain to your item. If they don't fill them in. Don't put NA, don't put N-A, don't put any special characters. Nothing like that. Just leave them blank. This plays a key role in when you're searching on the left-hand side of eBay. You'll see all the options. Use, new, color, whatever. So make sure you use those. Very, very important. Let's go to the next item here. This is a vise that I've had since I was probably in high school, and I'm 64 years old, probably since I was in junior high school. People would give me a lot of things, even back then when there was no online anywhere. I kind of miss those days at times, to be honest with you. I had this forever. I used it a little bit when I had an apartment. I used it in my first, like I said, I've had this for 50 years probably. And it sat in a box, and then it sat in another box in another house, and another box in another house, and I moved it here. And I thought, what am I moving this around for? Let me just sell it. I didn't make a lot of money on this. Some of these vices go for good money. When you're at, I'm not a big thrifter or anything. Like I said, I do a lot of consignment, which is a 50-50 split when I do consignment. I love consignment. It's not for everyone. But these vices go for good money. I have sold several of these for $75, $80. Yes, they're heavy. Not these little vices, the bigger vices. Yes, they're heavy. Make sure you account for them in your shipping. But they do sell. When you're selling them, make sure this is an unbranded vice, meaning there was no brand anywhere I couldn't find. All these pictures were done on my phone. Let me see if I can. I don't think there's a brand on this thing. It is a little dirty. I normally clean up my items a little bit better than this, but I just wanted to get rid of it. I've given so much of my stuff to the little blurry. I've given so much of my stuff to the thrift store. Once we moved here, because I ended up moving more stuff than I wanted to move down here. I already went through my stuff 3 times in Raleigh, but you always bring more junk down than you want. But some of these vices go for good money. I did not make a lot of money on this. I just wanted to sell it. The shipping was $14. I think it went out at every bit of $14.99. Probably made about $15 on this. But you know what? It was gone. Back in the day, I would sell. I'm trying to find something here. I don't know. This hard drive. It doesn't work. But if it worked, and whatever, and I would sell it for $5 and make a buck or two on it. I just can't do that anymore. I don't. You run your business the way you want to. If that works for you, that's great. I know it's a volume thing, and that's fine. And I've done the volume sales before with CDs and DVDs and stuff like that. But that's the vice that is now gone. Guys, happy with it. The feedback was funny. If I could, I would find it for you. Let me see if I can find it real quick. People don't leave feedback. I leave my feedback automatically. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Low mileage with only some cosmetic issues that will clean up and be ready for another 80 years. So there you go. People are funny with their feedbacks. But like I said, I leave them automatically. I have it set up in my store. The minute you pay, I leave a feedback, and it's just pre-generated. It just says, thank you, great communication. I used to wait until they give me feedback, but I don't have time to do that anymore. These are kind of iffy to sell. eBay will take them down. You got to be careful what category you're putting them in. I just had some hoses taken down the other day. 2 hoses. I must have put them in the wrong category. They were out there for a month and a half. Be very, very careful with selling this stuff. If they get taken down, and I don't even want to recommend this, but if you see it's in the wrong category and got taken down in that category, do your research, look at the solds, make sure you put it in a category that eBay will allow. They don't like taking down medical supplies, ending listings. You could lose your account or get your account suspended for a while. So be careful listing this kind of CPAP stuff. This is the 3rd one I sold, I think. I've sold 2 of these out of this listing and 1 other one. And a friend of mine gave me all this stuff. He got it from somewhere. I have no idea. Obviously not using a CPAP machine, but whatever. But be very, very careful with selling this stuff is all I got to say. I did do, some of these I did do free shipping. I did not do free shipping on this. This is a kind of a consignment item. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. If he wants money back or not. If it was, I would get half of that $34.99 back. And I pay my consignment people after return periods, 30 days, or sometimes they say, just wait a couple months and pay me all at once. Sometimes people say when you're doing consignment, keep everything after a couple months. Sometimes you lose contact with people for many reasons. They just lose contact with you. They don't want to deal with it anymore. Unfortunately, sometimes they pass on. Sometimes they're under a caregiver, and a caregiver says, I don't have time to deal with this stuff. Just keep everything. Whatever. That's the joys of consignment. Sometimes you get to keep everything. Sometimes when you're at a house and people say, okay, here, do this, and here, sell this stuff for me on the consignment. And do you want all this other stuff? And that's where your garage, your closet, your basement, your attic, your living room, your dining room, some of your kitchen gets full of crap, and your wife starts yelling at you. Not that I know anything about doing that, but that's what I've heard. But be very, very careful selling this stuff. I will do a video on this, maybe later on today or sometime next week, on where to list this stuff. Just be very, very, very careful. I recommend Not even selling the stuff, to be honest with you. What category was this in? It was in health and beauty. Oh, sleeping aids, other sleeping aids. I'll bet you I had the, hang on a second. I can't even, I bet you I had it under medical supplies or something. I will have to look at that. I don't want to waste your time. But just be very, very careful listing this stuff. It was new. It was sealed. So that's what I did on that. This was an item, long story, consignment. Whether you're doing consignment or you're selling used stuff, whatever you're selling, but rather than new, realtors and home organizers are your honey hole, whatever you want to call it. The people you want to get familiar with. Go to networking meetings, get to know these people, tell them what you do. Hey, if you run into a client that has a lot of stuff, I can either A, do it under consignment, or I can come in and buy everything. They want to declutter the house. They want to get the house listed. The home organizer wants to get in there, get what they need organized, get rid of the stuff. They're having issues dealing with the person to get rid of the stuff. It's kind of where I like consignment, where you're working with people, like, are you really attached to this Winnie the Pooh mug? I mean, if you are, then maybe you want to keep it. If you're thinking about it, maybe take a picture with you drinking from it. You really have to be a psychiatrist or a therapist sometimes. But she called me and she said, I've known this woman for years. It's a shame I lost all these contacts up there, but it's okay. I'll regain them down here with all these old people like me down here. She called me up at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, and said, get your butt up here by 11 o'clock. I'm going to be there at 11 o'clock. This guy's got a whole room full of audio equipment, and they just want to get rid of it. I went, okay. I was working a part-time job. I got to leave. I left, went up there, and I got reel-to-reel tape players, direct drive turntables, old Mac computers. I made probably $2,000, $3,000 off all this stuff. Unfortunately, people passed on. And the caregiver called me and said, don't worry about anything. But this was from a reel-to-reel tape player that I had on eBay for a year. I moved it down here. I had it listed for $1,200, as is, parts. They were selling for that, and I couldn't sell it. And I thought, screw it. When in doubt, part it out. It's my saying. So I started parting it out. And I have made easily. Now, this board I listed, it took me probably about 40 minutes to take all the pieces off and everything, to get to this board and take all the screws out and everything. I was surprised I sold this because there was only one out there on eBay, and I thought, I'm not going to sell this, but I'll list it anywhere for $54. I sold it within 24 hours. There's other parts I've showed here in previous videos. I probably made $800 to $1,000 for selling the parts off of this reel-to-reel player. So when in doubt, part it out. I love selling parts. That's one of my. Speaking of parts, there's I have a dishwasher, parting out a dishwasher course. It's on Teachable, but I also have it downloaded. If you would like that, it's half price, $49.99. Let me know. It's in depth, about 2.5 hours long. Each video is broken up about 20 minutes, except for the video where I show you how to list the stuff on eBay and what to do and how to look up the parts. That's probably about 45 minutes to 50 minutes. But so there we go. That was it. Came out of a working player. The guy told me it was working. What do I got here? And that's that there. Item specifics were pretty sparse. Let me show you some of the pictures. All these pictures were done on my phone. I'm pretty anal with the pictures. These are capacitors here. Whenever you sell any kind of boards or any kind of, like when I sell dishwasher control boards, always look at the capacitors and see if these are split in any way. You probably could still sell it because people do replace them, but if they're split, sell it as parts not working, and please stress that the capacitors are split and need to be replaced. There we go. I gave you some tips that are in my dishwasher course. There, I'm crazy with the pictures. I take close-ups. These are the corners, the 4 corners. I don't know why I took a picture of that, I guess, and that is the board number, excuse me, that I put in the listing and the title. And I think that's what sold it, by putting that in the title. That is stuff on the back. I have no idea what the heck that stuff is. I left it on there. Some kind of foam from 2 million years ago. Corners showing all the solder joints. that they need to see. I don't know what that is, and that's the other side of the board. So that is that for that. And I put all that stuff in the item specifics, I think, the board number and everything. Yeah, I should have put both board numbers, the front and the back, but I did not. But I sold it. What did I make off of that? Not much. Not for me. It went out probably about $13. I save a lot of boxes. I had a flat box. I think we got a monitor in or something, and it fit right in that box. Bubble wrap on the bottom and top. Some people put a sleeve, these in a sleeve, like a electrostatic sleeve. I did not. The guy got it. He was thrilled. I made probably about $50 on this, maybe. What is this? This is a book from another old consignment client from years and years ago. A pastor I knew moved on to, left the church and moved on to another job, is doing some pastoral stuff, I don't know where, some company. And he said, I got all these books. Do you want to do them on a consignment? And me, like a fool, I went, sure. And I had 2 wooden bookshelves full of books in my garage. A whole, literally, car full of books when I had a car for a little while and I have a van. Trunk, back seats, passenger seat full of books. I thought, boy, I can sell these books. And they sat in my garage. Dead inventory, death pile, money pile, whatever you want to call it. For 3 years. I'll get to them. Then we wanted to move. It's just so great going through stuff. And I went through them. And I scanned them through eBay. I could have done them on Amazon. I had an Amazon account years ago. I made good money on Amazon for a little while, but Amazon's a little tricky, and I'd rather just stay with eBay, to be honest with you, and other platforms. I pulled out probably about 25 books that I sold. Did really well with some of them. This one, what I ended up doing with this guy was, after about a year, was I said, I really haven't gone through it. And he goes, I said, well, what would you want realistically for the books? And I said, I can't give you a whole lot. I think I gave him $100 for all the books. I made my $100 back. It was a loss for me, but I mean, not a loss. I made money, but still, with all the work I had to do, it was a loss because I sorted them several times and everything. But so be careful what you're bringing in under consignment. Don't be so attracted to everything. Do your homework. Did pretty well in this. This is probably like the 20th kind of book I sold, religious book. These do sell well. Christian books do sell good. Just be honest on your listings. I worked with a bookseller that sold historic books, and he told me, you're going to take all these pictures of the book, all the edges, the inside. I think that's all I took. I usually take more pictures than that. But, and look at some of the, these are, this is new, pre-owned, 21. It's the same thing. Free shipping. I did not do free shipping. I did $8.99. I did make money on shipping. Probably made about $22 on this. And guess what? That is it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'm inside again. I know I prefer to be outside on the lanai. We used to call it a veranda, but now it's called lanai. I don't know why they changed the name, but that's what it's called. Because I used to say veranda to people when I moved down there, and they looked at me like I had 7 heads, and I'm like, is that thing outside with the screen? And, oh, it's a lanai now. Okay, but so I'm inside again. Just a little wet out there. It's not rainy, but it's real misty. All right, so don't forget, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's probably longer than I normally do, but hopefully you got a lot of tips and tricks out of it. Have a wonderful day. It's January. Got some football on today. My wife's all excited about 19th, 2025. I know the Eagles, who are from Philadelphia, so we're going to be rooting for them. All right. Have a good day. Good luck selling, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve with Raiken Profits. I'm here with Paul, and I just want to shoot a quick testimonial for him because he's been one of my good friends for over, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
And if you're looking to learn about selling on eBay and you want to start a side hustle, or you just want to make some money flipping stuff on eBay, you're in great hands. Paul's been doing this for a long time. He's helped a ton of people, and I put my full faith and trust in him. So, Paul, I appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you so much.
You got it.